right, just getting started for the day. I'm only about a mile into the hike, but the first 2 miles are, whew, they are rough. So first steps, I started, I'm climbing Buff Mountain and hiking backwards today. Gonna climb Buff Mountain and then descend back down into that city, Glasgow. Gonna end my hike at the same river, the James River. But the first 2 miles today, I'm going from like 2,100 feet up to 3,300 feet. So that's a 1,200 foot increase. And it's gonna take me about 2 miles to do it. And it is hot and muggy. And yeah, it's gonna be another scorcher. I'm already soaking wet and just dripping, really. But today, a little bit more shade than usual. And we've got a breeze that comes through every once in a while that just feels amazing. So, about halfway up this mountain. I'll see you guys on the top. All right, I made it to the top of Bluff Mountain. It's Bluff Mountain, not Buff Mountain. And what the views, they're just beautiful. Still got that hazy sky out there, but the breeze on top, oh my gosh, is so needed. So I just walked up that way and kind of popped out on a little empty space here, getting some views on the right hand side. I think that's probably south looking. And then heading that way, got just a touch of mountains on the left hand side. I don't know what these concrete pillars are. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect to see concrete steps here. So I'll ask Charlie when I get back what used to be up here. But yeah, it looks like they had some type of structure. But yeah, the breeze, the clouds, the haze, the mountains, just beautiful. All right, took 2 miles, 1,200 foot elevation gain, sweating like a hog. I'm gonna sit up here, enjoy the breeze, and have my first snack for the day. I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Hey, I've had a couple of friends ask me how my body's holding up and what changes I've seen over the time I've been hiking. So I thought I'd just spend a couple minutes just talking about that. And you know, everybody out here is different for sure. And but for me, the first notable change is I've lost about 26 pounds since the beginning. When I started, I was 158 pounds, and I'm down to 132 now. I've been at that weight. I'm almost at the 800 mile mark, and I've been at this weight since probably the 500 mile, maybe 600 mile. So I've kind of plateaued as far as losing weight, which is a good thing. I think at this point, if I notice I'm losing more weight, it's probably muscle weight. I definitely need to be eating more calories and trying to just figure that part out. But weight change was the first and biggest notable change, 26 pounds. The other big change, I can see parts of my body breaking down a little bit. My feet, for sure. If you ask me, like, what's the most important piece of equipment, I would say shoes, because if you keep your feet in good shape, you're able to keep hiking. And overall, my feet are in really good shape. I look at other hikers and they have, you know, broken toes, black toenails, missing toenails, open wounds. It's just incredible what you see. And it's kind of like if you've ever seen the hands of a gymnast or the hands of a professional circus performer. They're so graceful when they're performing, but when you look at their hands, they are so calloused up. It's just callus on callus on callus. It's kind of like that. your feet get tough and the skin gets thickened and calloused. I have a callus on a small callus, probably about the size of a dime, maybe a nickel, I don't know, on the outside of each of my heels. And as long as it's in the callus form, it's great. But if my feet get wet, that callus gets softened, and that's when troubles happen. So I've been trying to keep them dry. I still tape those calluses, and I put something called Glide over the top of it, and that's just to reduce the friction from walking. On my right foot, my toes feel a little weird, not exactly numb, but almost. And the right ball of my foot too feels numb. I think that's common. When I was researching that out, I said that's pretty common. Some hikers call it Christmas toes because by the time you're done hiking, you'll get the feeling back by Christmas time. So hoping I'll get the feeling back by Christmas time. But other than that, my feet are in really great shape. They hurt after somewhere around mile 14. They start hurting. And if you do 18, 20 mile day, just that pound, by the end of the day, it feels like someone has taken a baseball bat and just beat the bottom of my feet. So that part I'm trying to work out. And then, moving up my leg, my ankles were probably the weakest part of my body when I first started. They've gotten stronger. I have tiny little skinny ankles. They've gotten stronger for sure, and I really do massage and stretch them out at the end of the night. So I have no ankle pain whatsoever. My knees are beginning to bother me. I can tell, especially going downhill, and sometimes ending the day, the last 5 miles if it's a downhill, my knees are it does feel a little bit like bone on bone. So I try to take those slow. Unfortunately, if it's at the end of the day, you're getting sloppy feet, your muscles are tired. I try to walk with like gentle knees, but by the end of the day, it's just pounding. They bounce back pretty quick. But again, if you do a 20-mile day, sometimes I can't even walk the next day. But that's my biggest complaint, bottom of my feet and my knees. Probably need to be taking some supplements. I'm a vegetarian. I think I need to be taking collagen, but that's an animal-based product, so I'm trying to find a plant-based substitute for that. So other than that, the rest of my body feels really good. My hips are not a problem. Back is not a problem. I had surgery last year on my shoulder. I had no issues with that, not really. My hands, funny story about that, or not really funny, but story about that. I use trekking poles, and most of us do, and that's really good. It keeps your upper body moving, and it keeps blood circulation going to your arms. So when Sarah was hiking with me, she forgot her poles, and so I lent her one of my poles, so we each had one pole. By the middle or the end of the hiking trip that day, I noticed the hand that did not have the trekking pole was just hugely swollen compared to the one that I had the trekking pole. And that happened to Sarah too. So definitely, if you're interested in hiking, especially long distance or several hours, take a trekking poles. It helps keep the circulation going. But overall, my body's doing great. I am beginning to see signs of, wearing down a little bit. But yeah, hanging in there, making some adjustments to how I'm hiking, how long I'm hiking, and if I'm carrying a full pack or not, just to kind of help my body last a little longer. But yeah, I thought I'd just tell you guys a little about what's happening to my body over 800 miles. Okay, I got to get going. I got to make it down to the other side of Bluff Mountain. I'll catch up with you guys later. Bye-bye. I don't know who the volunteer is that has this section of the trail, but oh my gosh, I cannot thank you enough. It looks like they came in here with an edger recently and just cut the plants back from the trail. It's so nice. Now I can see snakes and a little less worried about ticks getting on me. Beautiful. Whoever you are, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know it was a hot job. Taking just a little side trip on a second climb today. Look at the view. It's a little overhang. Wow. I'm about to climb another hill, Little Rocky Row. And this is the view right before you get there. Just amazing. Well, I hope that may be the footbridge that I'm shooting for at the end of the day. That's the James River down there. And wow, I think that's where I'm gonna end up today. Let me step over to the side a little bit. Yeah, I'm heading that way. And I'm gonna be hiking down along the river there. And then I think that's the footbridge. I'm just gonna end up on the other side of it today. All right, I got about 6 miles to go. Getting some nice breezes up here, getting some nice shade. It's still super hot. I am gonna sit here, drink a little water, and then I'll start heading back down this hill. Catch you later. So I talked quite a bit about what's happening with my body on this trip. I thought it'd be a good time to talk about what's going on in my mind too. So it dawned on me, I'm 90-something days into the trip. I've been out here for about 3 months, a little over 3 months now. And although I've only been hiking for about 70-something days, I've spent the other days, you know, hanging out with my family and on vacation and things like that. But I have been on this journey for over 3 months now. And I'm in Virginia, which is the longest state, 550 miles. By the time I get to the halfway point of the trail in Harper's Ferry, half of the hike would be through Virginia. And so what happens typically with hikers, they get to Virginia and it's just never ending, and they get something called the Virginia Blues. I've not gotten that yet. I'm 300 miles, maybe 330 miles into Virginia. Virginia is a beautiful state. I'm seeing a lot of good things. I haven't gotten the blues. I am homesick. I miss my family, and I miss the things like Saturday clean day and, you know, what are we going to eat for the week and things like that. Yeah, homesick. And I've been so lucky. I'm one of the few hikers that I know that my family has come up several times to hang out with me and to help me and support me and just give me a break. There are a lot of hikers that didn't happen for. And what I'm noticing now is quite a few hikers are dropping out. You know, they miss their wives, they miss their children, they miss their regular lives. But yeah, I think I'm definitely homesick. I miss the little things in life, but I'm not to the point where I'm ready to stop hiking. There's a lot of free time when you're hiking. There's a lot of time for not thinking about anything. Sometimes I think about, like, I'm just doing a systems check. How's my breathing? Does anything hurt? Where's the next water? Am I okay? Do I need to take a break? Did I eat enough? So a lot of time I'm thinking that while I'm hiking. And other times I'm just thinking about the past, about the future, things like that. But my mental state right now is pretty good. I'm happy out here. I'm happy to be hiking. I'm still enjoying it. But this is the place where most hikers start evaluating. I've been out here for a long time. Do I want to continue or not? But systems go for me. I'm all right. Okay, that's about my mind. I'm in a good place. Just gonna drink a little bit of water up here and then start this last little bit of climb and then the descent back into Glasgow. Okay, I'll catch up with you guys later. Bye-bye. Oh, just entered a little patch of berries. Looking good. All right, so got about a mile left to go in the trip today, and I found a little creek, and I'm just sitting by it, soaking my feet. And we've talked about what's going on with my body and mind, and then I thought I'd spend a few minutes on soul today, and the bigger reason of why I'm out here, or why some of us are out here. And we get asked that question a lot, like, why are you hiking, or what made you want to do this? And there's really, for me, there's no one answer. You know, I wanted to get in shape and start moving and be active again. So I feel like, check, done that. I wanted to have an adventure, and this has definitely been an adventure. And I knew I wanted a change in my life, and so this is part of that change. I've worked in healthcare for a long time, and it's, you know, it was a lot of stress, and I just think I needed a break for a little while. So I put that part of my life on hold, and I'm not really sure where I'm going to move forward to, but this seemed like something that I could do to transition. This created like a space and an activity and time for me to think about, you know, the person I was, the person I am, the person I want to be, and, you know, where am I? Where do I want to go in the future? So for me, this has been mostly a transitional hike, just something to give me that dedicated space and time to really fully process those thoughts. And you know, the other thing is, this has been a healing hike too. You can listen to some of my stories, and you know, it gives me time to process things that happened in the past. And so for me, that's some of the answers. But I realized, like, people are out here for different reasons. I didn't really expect that. I don't know why I didn't expect it, but it's interesting. It seems like some people may be running away from things, or some people might be running toward things. Some people might be working with trauma. I'm surprised at the number of veterans that are hiking, and I'm also surprised at the number of healthcare personnel that are hiking. I just ran into someone I haven't seen in a while just yesterday, and she's a nurse, and she just needed, you know, a break also, and she started traveling, and she does this in her off time. So it's kind of interesting to see the different types of people, where they're coming from and why they're hiking. But yeah, I think people are out here for different reasons. And I think to keep hiking, you have to evaluate, you know, how's my body? Is it holding up? How's my mind? Am I keeping sane? And what about the bigger picture? Am I achieving what I want to achieve? But yeah, I think it takes all three of those things to keep going. So for me, I'm good. I'm still enjoying it. It's hard. It is so hard. And I hope I'm conveying that this is not a stroll. But yeah, I'm still enjoying it, and I'm still having some good adventures and meeting good people and having some experiences that I think I needed to have. So for me, I'm gonna still hike. All right, I need to get my things together. I think every time you stop, the bugs seem to find you, so I can't stay still for too long. I think they're getting me, so I gotta get my things together, and then I'm gonna gut out the next mile or so and get down to the bridge. I'll catch you guys a little bit later. All right, bye-bye. All right, I'm done for the day. I made it back to Glasgow. I'm at Stanimals again tonight, and it really was a good day of hiking today. I only did 11 miles, and yesterday I really pushed myself almost to like a heat exhaustion type state, and that happened the day before too. So today I intentionally slowed it down and just did an 11-mile section today. And it worked out well. I made it back to town. It's just about to roll in with thunderstorms, so I made it in with just a few minutes to spare. But the other thing is, I'm really glad I had some time today and really just hike slow and sit down and talk to you guys a little bit about the things that I'm thinking and how I'm feeling, and a little bit about why I'm out here and why other people are out here. So that keeps coming up. There seems to be different phases of the hike, and so from what I understand, I think we've crossed over the 5,000 mark for how many people are actually on this journey. And there seems to be certain checkpoints along the way where people are dropping off. So somewhere around the Georgia-North Carolina line, the first group will think, okay, this is not for me, and then they'll drop off. And then after that, somewhere after the Smokies, I think people drop off after that also. And in Damascus and trail days, I saw a lot of people dropping off. And then around this area, I'm starting to see more and more people, you know, say I'm ready to go home. I'm tired of my body hurting all the time. Or they'll have an injury that's just not healing. The knee got tweaked and it's just not getting better. Or really, I don't know what it is about this time or this number of miles, but there's a lot of conversations and a lot of people dropping off here. So that got, you know, that's what really got me thinking today. You know, where's your mind? What's your purpose out here? How you feeling? And those are the things that I was thinking about today. So I'm in a good spot. Believe me, I wanted to go home when my kids were up here. They went back to Florida a couple of days ago. I really wanted to just get in that car and drive back home. I had to do a real gut check on what I'm doing. Do I want to go further? And am I getting anything out of the trail anymore? So I still am. I'm still hiking. But I really did struggle with just getting in that car and driving home. But I didn't. I'm still out here. I don't know how much longer I'll be out here. But I'm still hiking and I'm still enjoying it. Just hanging in there. Okay, I'm gonna go in. I think it's about to rain, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, bye-bye.